When customers talk about storage, they typically don't talk about the technology. That's after the fact. They talk about their business applications, how they're virtualizing their environment. They talk about enterprise requirements planning, or customer resource management, or their manufacturing. They're talking at the business level. And that's what our storage experts need to do, and they do that. So the next one is so if you think about 9/11, now Mumbai wasn't really an attack on businesses. It was really, unfortunately, an attack on people. If you look at 9/11, they attacked businesses, people within the businesses. Many companies, a lot of times it was because of the people loss, which was tragic. However, a lot of companies went out of business because they lost their information. They didn't have disaster recovery plans in place. So the companies that had thought ahead of time and had a disaster recovery plan in place, they had their information in their servers, their storage, and applications in the trade center. But then across the river, or in other parts of the country, they had replicated their same environment. So they were up and running within a couple of days. Information in your business, your company is basically out of business. If you lose all the customer records, how are you going to do business with your customers? Number one, they won't trust you anymore, but you won't be able to provide a service to them. So disaster recovery is often mainly about the storage, and then everything around it, like the service. Or at least a historic, traditional view of IT. So we all know about the operating systems. We all know about databases and how important they are. We know about networking and applications, of course. How CIOs would typically look at their purchase decisions. And again, if you were HP or IBM, you would just add in the storage, and it would be, how much capacity do you need? But what's happened over the last 3 to 10 years is storage has come out into the front of their purchasing decisions. Because again, they're talking about their applications. How am I going to store, manage, protect, leverage that information? So that's an important transition that's happened over the last 3 to 10 years. Purchasing decisions now are made on the applications, the storage, and servers are actually one of the last things that are decided upon. And of course, security. Security goes throughout, especially today, it's getting more and more important. Okay, so we know information's growing, we know it's important, but now we have a people challenge. EMC has gone out for the last 3 years in the education department, and we've asked over 1,000 customers and non-customers, non-EMC customers, and globally, a lot in Asia-Pac, a lot in India, and we've asked them, how ready is your organization to support the growing demands of managing your information? And these are the couple of the most important stats. So one I'll mention is only 1/3 of their teams are ready. Imagine if you had a company, or if you had an organization, and only 30% of the people you felt were competent to carry out the business requirements. To me, again, that's a problem, but it's a huge opportunity for all of us. Okay, so the good news is, and this was done before, this data was done before all the really challenging recessions. The recession information over the last 4 months. But they're planning to hire. Companies are planning to hire storage professionals. And the types of roles that they would find are storage managers, administrators, architects, backup and recovery administrators, and so forth. So this lines up to the tasks that I showed on a few slides earlier. Where do they want to get their people? Well, at the end of the day, what you really want is experienced, not just